And here we are. Episode 98, Menace and The Man.
Oh, wow, Stan, you did paint your walls. It was like a maroon.
This used to be like gold or yellow, and that was red.
Yeah. As you were starting the show, I'm like, he did fucking paint his room, didn't he?
Well, I'm getting the man. Well, this is the living room area. Getting the man.
Looks cleaner.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to do it up. I got to obviously have some more ambiance. I'm not having anything like you got going on there, but.
Yeah, we're just all G-fueled up, and you know, I still no beer November, so.
As always, yes, we got to shout out to our.
Great South Bay still holds it down. Great South Bay has spiked hard seltzers, which.
So is pumpkins done? Is pumpkin done after Halloween, or is that not like how it goes?
I don't know the rules.
All right.
We'll have to hit up Rick over there at Great South Bay.
Well, I'm currently drinking my last pumpkin, so.
Oh, so you're saying you might be.
I'm not a big pumpkin guy, so I'm all right.
Really? Pumpkins, I like it.
I mean, I don't mind it, but I'm not. It's not my first choice.
But what about the pumpkin ale with
cinnamon on the rim?
Yeah.
Basic bitch style?
Yeah.
Not always my thing, but everybody be sure to, especially if you're in the New York area, you got to check out Great South Bay. Big fan.
Are we live on the Menace and The Man Facebook page?
Yep, we're about to be.
Oh, because I'm sitting here looking for it.
Yes, I was just going to send the link to Rashad first, if you want to shoot it actually to him as well. Hit him from the both ends, but episode 98, how are you doing today, Menace?
Pretty good, man. I've been hustling today.
Well, even today, we're going Thursday because Menace was hustling on Tuesday.
Yeah. Did you get hit by what? Was that the result of a hurricane?
High winds. I definitely.
High wind. It was like they were saying like 40, 60 miles per hour winds.
Bro, when that shit starts going, sometimes I'm like, man, imagine if fucking I'm just standing there watching a tree, and all of a sudden something just comes flying and fucking takes me out, Final Destination style.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
so
over by my lady out east a little more, and like in the Selden region.
Well, even there,
Patchogue,
they don't put you on the. They don't put you on.
There was a tornado warning.
They don't put you on the lines when it's that windy, right? Or they might.
There are rules for certain buckets of how fast the winds have to be. Where like, yep, you're not going up.
Yeah.
I think it's actually like relatively high.
Relatively high to where you're like, you guys are sending.
I'm like, yeah, it's like 70 miles per hour. I'm up there. I'm not. I forget what it is. Might be like 60. Anything above 60 might be like no fly in the bucket move. I'll double check. I'll get back to you.
But also, before we get really officially fully going, we got to send out some love to our friends at G Fuel as well. You're working out with the big man now, right?
Yeah, Cliff Morgan. We're getting him going again. We're getting him back on the mitts. So he looks good. I mean, he said he hasn't worked out in like 3 years. I'm like, really?
Bro, and I was saying to you before we went on air, G Fuel is probably crushing it in this pandemic.
They're doing pretty well with COVID, is what he said.
Well, just all the influencers and all their people, like they still go. The coronavirus probably doesn't affect David Dobrik. He could still make content that's
right.
Linked up with G Fuel.
Yes.
And you know who else they had? The one dude I love, Trevor Wallace. You ever see that dude?
I'm not sure.
Well, big fan of that guy, but shout out to G Fuel. We'll figure out, we were talking about it before, we'll figure out if your coupon code is still good next week, and then we'll find out if you guys can go get some G Fuel with Menace's coupon code, get a little discount. But did you watch RDA versus Paul Felder?
I saw some highlights. I saw what the decision.
Yeah.
But
solid.
Some good exchanges back and forth, but
one judge did score it a little skewed. He scored it 48-47 for Paul Felder.
Meaning Paul won.
they gave Paul 3 out of 4 rounds. The other 2 judges, I think, were 4 or 5 to nothing. 4-1 or 5 to nothing. But close rounds, the first couple. But Felder on 5 days' notice.
Right.
No matter how good a shape you're in, if this dude's training for a fight, he's favored.
Yeah. Well, there's different type of shape. Like I could be able to run like a 5-minute mile, but then you tell me to wrestle, I'm gonna get tired. Or I could be a wrestle for an hour straight hard. You tell me to run fucking 10 miles, I'm gonna get tired. There's different, or tell me to swim. There's different types of shape.
Yeah.
Well,
wrestling shape, yeah, like that's the hardest one. So even that, like that's where the fight changed, if you will, was the competitiveness on the feet. Anytime RDA would just get on him and kind of, either take him down or just stall on him in wrestling positions, make Paul Felder work where your cardio is not going to be there. That's where, if anywhere, that was where Paul Felder's cardio in that fight abandoned him, was in the wrestling exchanges and pressed up against the fence and shit like that. But he, on 5 days' notice, did fucking...
RDA looked ripped as shit.
Back down at 155. RDA looked good.
Yeah, he looked...
Even on
body-wise, he looked awesome.
On 5 days' notice, Paul Felder's still top 10, top 7 in the world. I think they had him ranked going into the fight at 6 or 7. So I don't know what that does for RDA coming back into 155, beating number 6 or 7 on 5 days' notice. Like, I don't know how they would work the rankings out like that, but impressive.
And then Paul Felder after the fight was talking about like make weight, like I shouldn't be having to step up like this and fight. Like fucking do your job.
Insinuating, I know we said off air, I don't know if that was directed towards Islam, but maybe. I don't know if that...
Islam backed out because of an injury.
I don't know. But I have to Google it and see if they came out with anything. At first, there was no reason why Islam backed out.
Still no reason.
At first, there was no reason. I don't know if there's
What are they saying now?
We're going to find out.
Oh.
If anything was said. But more than likely, I doubt anything was said.
Because, I wonder what the weight is that someone has to be where they're like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make weight.
Well, even that. Remember, we spoke and we thought, or at least I heard Paul Felder say that he was lighter than he's been recently. He cut, I think, like 21 pounds or 22 pounds.
That's too much.
Yeah.
That's going to zap everything.
Like, I think he said either 181 or 178. One of those two numbers, he said after he did like an hour and a half of cardio on an empty stomach, like that's what he weighed. So he probably weighed a little heavier than that and then started cutting to 155.
Jesus.
Yeah, but he's tough. He's always in there. He's another long overdue guest, as is RDA. But Conor versus Poirier, official. Or Conor, it's official on Conor's end. So, I mean, for Poirier, I don't think you say no to a Conor McGregor fight.
There was some earlier, no? There was a little bit of
delay back and forth. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing I heard with the Tony Ferguson fight, and then you saw it a little bit with the Conor fight, is apparently Poirier wants his worth, wants to get paid a little bit more. Throw the guy the money. If that is the case, that's the story that's been coming out. What was I supposed to look up? Got distracted.
Fuck. Oh, Islam. How'd he get hurt?
Oh, okay. But Poirier versus Conor, that's a whole different fight this time around. So Poirier, when he was at featherweight, looked like a different person than he looks now. Now he almost looks like a welterweight. That he's not cut. Like, I think like when him and Conor fought the first time, Conor looked bigger than him.
Yes.
I think he's going to look bigger than Conor now.
Huh.
Like, he just looks like he grew into this.
Like a bigger dude for sure.
He grew into this bigger frame.
Like he's like when he fights now. He looks like he's 15 pounds. Like he weighed in 15, 20 pounds heavier,
Well, I forget who it was. I think maybe Colby or someone. Dustin was trying to say, I'll fight you at 70. I'll fight you at 65 or something like that, because 55 is even tough for him. I think he was younger for 45 and was cutting so much weight that it fucked him up. Like, that's one of those things. Hopefully Rashad does make it, but we'll talk to him about with younger fighters. Like, would that be advice he'd give to him, is the weight cutting thing? Like, he went down to as low as 85. But I think weight cutting, like you've talked about, the water's got to come from somewhere, and then you get to a certain point where it's coming from your brain.
Yeah.
If not the whole time coming from your brain.
Or fragments from your brain, yeah. I don't... someone for like Dustin Poirier who's already long,
Yeah.
gaining the weight where the reach isn't much of a different factor. Like for me, fighting 55ers, even though the 45ers I fought were fucking tall as fuck with reach like a motherfucker, that was a little bit of the reason, When I dropped down to 45, I thought I was going to be fighting a lot more like Jimmy Rivera's. like guys my height, but it's just all guys that were 55ers that are like, I can make 45.
It was guys that were taller and just fucking killing themselves pretty big. Like even that's what Matt Grice was. That's what Lamas was. They were both 55ers that dropped down to 45.
Right.
I mean, before the UFC, that's what Dennis Bermudez was too.
Yeah, but those guys were shorter guys at least.
Yeah.
Like, they probably dropped down to 45 the same reason I did. Like,
I mean, you would have won fights at 55 too.
I did.
I'm saying, though, even past the...
Oh, yes.
Like, if you would have came in... Because you dropped initially to 45 for the Ultimate Fighter, right?
To just to try to get into the UFC.
And you had never fought 45 before that?
No.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Oh, so even that. What was the last weight you wrestled at?
In college?
Yeah.
149 maybe? The last wrestle... Yeah, my wrestle... Or 157? Not sure.
So 45 is tough.
Yeah. Well, in college, I had wrestled internationally at 145 and a half. And every time I wrestled in a tournament at 145 and a half, I would barbecue. 0-2 barbecue and out.
Yeah.
I'd lose.
Well, that's a thing. Like, I've always looked at that.
Whoa. Close matches.
Where a guy, especially at the highest level, I've always seen with MMA, where a guy wrestled at the highest level, like that's his weight class, or even lower in MMA. Because for wrestling, the way you got to maintain that weight is different than that one time stepping on the scale. Like it's
1,000%.
But there are those guys. Like I remember we had a kid when I wrestled in high school. I'm sure you've seen it endless times that almost would die to make their weight. You know what I mean? This kid was trying to he was like the 96 pounder, but he was like trying to be like the county champ and shit. And he was like killing himself to make the 96 pounds.
I remember I was in 9th grade. I was wrestling at 112. I got certified to wrestle at 112. And making 12 and 12 for me, for the most part, was like pretty equal. Like pretty easy, Oh,
it might have been 112, actually. It might have been 112 that he was
And then over the holiday break, there was like a 2-week period off.
Yeah.
I came back. I must have hit like a fucking like growth spurt or some shit. And for me to make 112 was fucking a nightmare. Like I remember one day I didn't eat for 2 days straight.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Like I remember something too I saw a lot was kids that did that.
Your volume dropped a lot. Sorry.
How about now?
Same.
How about now?
Same. But if your levels say you're good, then you're good. Whatever.
No, they actually did lower. I don't know why.
We need to blow up so we have a guy that's a guy that's auto-tuned for us.
Yeah. What were we just
who throws in graphics, maybe some noises.
Yeah, 1 second.
If you want to work for the Menace and The Man, we'll pay you in beer and fucking a good times. Stay down, we'll take you out.
Am I still low?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'll be able to fix it in post. But I don't
just DM the Menace and The Man page, and we'll check out your application. We'll see if we get you a job in here.
But
That only pays and maybe a little bit of food, some beers, maybe some G Fuel.
Eventually money.
Eventually money, yeah. Like the better of a job you do,
you will get laid. Guaranteed.
Yeah. I will buy you prostitutes.
No, you'll get laid. You'll come out and you'll eat the scraps. Worst case. But man, this always pisses me off. I don't know why this shit always does it. I think it like tops out or something and then fucking gets me lower. I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows. But I saw that the UFC cut Anderson the Spider Silva.
Yeah.
They were promoting the whole time before he fought. This is his last walk to the octagon, like his last time. I guess they meant like that we are going to allow. He's like, oh man, I never said this is my last time.
Well, like I said with BJ Penn, they might have learned their lesson that they're like, you know what? We're good on this. We know.
Is there any, or like give him like, I don't know. Before the thing is, there's contracts, and he's probably getting paid fucking $800,000.
We know this guy's not going to stop. That's what they're
right. Yeah, especially for $800,000, they should throw out like, "Hey, we'll give you $80,000 to fight this newcomer."
Yeah. Do you think we see Anderson turn up in Bellator or one championship?
That's so weird. Your volume just came up.
I don't even think the fucking mix.
Like gradually too.
Well, I adjusted the level a little bit, but now, yeah, I see my levels went back up. I don't know. I'll Google it and try to find shit out. But one day, I'll figure out how to run this podcast.
Until then.
But it's one of those things, too. I'll guarantee you, I'm number one producer named Stanley doing an MMA podcast in the world. So I have that going for me. You know, you got to look at things like that. You can always spin things into a positive, Menace. But, so we've talked a little Conor, Dustin Poirier.
But also, like, I spoke to you earlier about Conor McGregor, and Chael said this. He said, if you've climbed Mount Everest, when you come back down and you're doing, someone asks you, so you climbed Mount Everest, what are you going to do next? Nobody says climb Mount Everest, So Conor's already been the champion. So what's his move? Like fighting people he's already beat? Like, I guess with that, what's the purpose? Why is he fighting? Is he fighting for money? Then that makes sense to fight Dustin Poirier. You know what I mean? You already beat him, so you think you could beat him again. He's a draw. You're a draw.
In his head, money, but in his head, he's probably still trying to be a champion. No?
Well, the thing is also because Dustin Poirier. Yeah, okay. Let's say the move is to become a champion again. Okay.
Wait,
Khabib just retired.
God bless you, Stanley. Thank you.
I didn't listen, dude. I was on a rant.
Well, that's a new thing.
Do not disrupt my rant with your sneezing.
Well, that's a new thing. Post-COVID, you don't say God bless you no more. You just go look at the person like, get yourself tested.
Oh, that's right. God bless you.
Yeah, get yourself tested.
So, back to Conor. What's he doing? What's his purpose? So Dustin Poirier, what's he ranked? 2, 3?
Up there.
So, okay. Let's say Conor does want the title again. He knocked off Dustin. Okay, give me the belt. But the thing is, I think Conor knows he can step in and fight for the belt whenever he wants.
Conor could have stepped in a few months ago and fought Usman.
Right.
Usman was like, you want it? Ali was like, you want it? UFC was probably like, please say you want it. And Conor hit him Conor hit him with the crickets. Why not?
Well, the thing is, if Conor
can lose he could fight Usman. If Usman grinds him out, Conor's still marketable. Doesn't lose much.
If Usman knocks him out in the first round,
then that's different. Is that going to happen? Him versus Conor would probably be interesting on the feet. If Usman connects, yeah. But well,
the thing is, we've seen Conor take a shot.
Is Usman connecting? Or is Conor pulling off that craziness, sliding to the side and catching Usman dead in the fucking face?
Or can Conor just talk that shit and Usman like, yeah, I can't wait to fucking
yeah. Like if those two, fought a stand-up fight, I'd put it as a toss-up. Only because Usman's that much bigger, where, skill-wise, Conor's a better striker than Usman. Usman
is fucking good.
Usman's really good. Conor's a better striker, though.
I mean, yes, he's got a better.
If they were
knockout percentage.
If they were the same size and they fought, Usman's probably beating him with the grappling.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Same way Khabib beat him. Some striking and some grappling. But if they fought on the feet and they were the same size, I'd favor Conor. So in that fight, Conor's live, but more than likely he's losing. And even those weight classes, like someone even wrote better timing. Yes, Conor's got better timing. Conor's got better footwork.
Yes.
And
who said better timing?
Stacy Forsyth.
I think we gotta start giving people shout outs.
Yeah. Stacy Forsyth, better timing, and yeah, that's what it is. Where, same thing, the way he hit Aldo. Not saying that shot's knocking, what's his name out, Usman, but could change the fight. It would definitely catch him. But I think Conor versus Dustin Poirier is where we started this conversation, is a way different fight than it was the first time. I still think Conor wins, but different fight.
Buzz, I don't see this feed anywhere. I'm not seeing us live right now.
No, we're live. Let me send it. Let me put it up. I've been distracted. But, that's why I'm in watch.
What?
No, I got it. But Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, who do you think would win that rematch or is going to win that rematch? They're saying it's going to be January.
Okay, January. Because the first one, Conor fucked him up.
Fucking Conor
hit him in the fucking top of skull. He dropped.
Famously did is it okay, ex-Herb Dean, I believe, is it okay if I punch him right here behind the ear? And then and then went out and punched him right behind the ear. But yes, Conor won the first fight, but different. They were both young then. Different fight. But here, 2 questions. I'm going to answer 2 questions right now. 2 things that we discussed before. Poirier is number 2 currently in the rankings. So we got Gaethje 1, Poirier 2, Ferguson 3, Conor 4. The 2 dark horses, Dan Hooker, Charles Oliveira, 5 and 6.
Dan Hooker, Charles Oliveira. Oh, right.
So here's the thing, too, that I've heard a lot of people discuss, and it's very true. If Khabib is out, tell me another grappler at 155 that's that dominant. There's only
Michael Chandler, but he doesn't grapple.
You could
Gregor Gillespie, but he's not at that level. He's not up there.
But even if Khabib leaves, it opens up the division to everybody, A different style is going to reign right now. It might be Islam coming in and being like, nah, I do what Khabib does. But there'll be that 2 or 3 fights before Islam gets there, where it might be Poirier, it might be Conor, it might be Chandler, it might be Ferguson. Someone's going to, if Khabib leaves, become the champion right now. Because
what would happen if Zabit was like, listen, cutting the 45 is bullshit. I like to make a step higher.
I could see it. He's tall enough.
He's taller than everybody we just named, no?
I think so. With his Abraham Lincoln looking ass.
Why does he look like Abraham Lincoln?
Because he does. He doesn't?
Is it 1,000,000%? Is it because of his hair or no? Like it just his facial structure, right?
It's because of his widow's peak or whatever he has, the way his hair is, the way his hairline falls, and his beard.
Yeah.
And even his facial, his structure, his
yeah. Like his nose is
looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Imagine like what's the religion where you come back as like something else or somebody else?
I'm not sure. Reincarnation? I don't know what religion
that is.
That's not a religion.
Imagine Abraham Lincoln came back for like the third time, reincarnated as Zabit.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
So I'm not seeing a reason why. So the second answer that I was trying to get you, I'm not seeing a reason why Islam Makhachev pulled out. It just says Makhachev withdrew. That's it. And this is the second time that him and Dos Anjos fell out. And now even here, and we're going to segue this into another conversation, but we've said it. These Russians, and I'm not throwing shade. I'm not throwing any smoke, any stones, anything like that. They don't take short notice fights.
No. We talked about that last episode. Episode 9.
No. We talked about that off the air.
Oh.
Right before we started. It's how Russians and the guys from that part of the world usually don't take fights short notice. In our memory, if you know of it happening, prove us wrong. We'd love to have it. But
yeah.
Another thing is Khabib never failed a test. One of the best ever. But like DC saying recently that Jon Jones is excluded from the GOAT conversation because he has had a failed test. Here's my counter argument. So you'd agree you are who you hang out with, or sometimes you could be guilty by association.
Yeah.
Or like the 5 people you hang out with, you're going to take a little bit from each one of them. So you can equate 20 different expressions or philosophies on how you learn things or what gravitates towards you, whatever. Khabib never failed for drugs. In the GOAT conversation, Jon Jones has failed but disputed it. So Khabib is completely clean, but everyone around him has failed before.
Oh, wow, Stan.
So you're going to tell me that he's the only one who was like, no. Or what's the argument that everyone in the room was trying to catch up to Khabib, so they took this shit? Like you.
Wow.
How I got hip to this was because they were fighting my friend. You know, this Dagestani Russian group of wrestlers were fighting Chris Wade. And they kept getting thrown at Chris Wade. So he was going to fight the one dude, I forget his name, I think Magomedov or something. And the guy got pulled because he failed for Melalotin, which is like an EPO, like
right,
cardio enhancer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That fight didn't happen. Then he fought Islam. Islam has sat out for a failed drug test, I'm pretty sure, for something along those same lines of that type of drug. What's the other guy's name? The one who punched Conor? Tugugadov, whatever is something like that.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he has a failed test too.
He fights at 45 though, right?
Fights at 45. We have a few of these Russians with some questionable drug testing history, and granted, it's the same thing like we talked about with whoever it was that offered you, like, listen, it's not on the ban list yet, but it's gonna be, or it's not on the ban list yet, but it does what these banned things do.
Right.
That's most likely what happened with them. But I'm just saying, you're gonna say that Jon Jones is disqualified from, now we'll segue into that. You're going to say Jon Jones is disqualified from the GOAT conversation when
he's in my conversation. I don't give a shit.
He's the GOAT.
Because half the shit he tested positive for were like cocaine on a Saturday night at midnight doesn't make you a better fighter.
It might. If you're this guy.
If you're fighting that night, yes. I'm saying, like, let's say, but your fight's a week later.
You're gonna tell me if you met Vinny the Chin with an 8-ball in his pocket that's like half done in the parking lot of Neptunes in like 2010 maybe, you're winning that fight? No chance.
Me or you?
Anyone in the world.
Average Joe.
Anyone in the world. Chin-jitsu all day.
Wow.
And even we'll get back to the Jon Jones GOAT conversation. But one thing I did say to you that's funny with if we go on lockdown again and it becomes a toilet paper shortage, everybody go back to episode 59 and Vinny the Chin gave us a valuable tip. You just got to shave your asshole. So that's what Stan the Man's going for next week. I got a Brazilian wax scheduled. If we go
really? Where are you going?
If we go on lockdown, Brazilian wax. Why, you think I should go do it and document it?
How much would you have to be paid if it was paid for to get that done?
Pay for it. If someone,
that's it.
Yeah, I'd pay. I would pay for it. I would pay for it. Even at this point, like I said, if there's a toilet paper shortage, the way Vinny the Chin, and Vinny the Chin was ahead of the game. You ever see those memes when you're like, we're in 2020, this guy's in 2045? Vinny the Chin's in 2045. Shaved asshole, so you use less toilet paper and you skip out of the bathroom. So, but Lenny Luca.
Hang on, I'm going to one-up you. Shave 2-hole with a lubed up butt cheeks 2-hole.
What do you mean lubed up? What are you talking about?
So it just slides even like without even leaving a trace of anything. It just takes a little oil with it.
Oh, so you're saying, let me get you right. Let me see if I get you right. You're saying every time before you take a shit.
Yes.
Right here. Dip your finger in some Vaseline. Go right up your ass.
I don't know Vaseline. I would think of more of a slippery, like baby oil.
All right, so baby oil. Dip it in the baby oil. Dip it in the KY jelly or the baby oil.
Right.
Right up your ass.
And like around it a little bit too.
Touch the tip and go up there. You got to go up there.
In the cheeks too. The little cheeks where it might.
Well, you have enough in the bowl so it goes up to here on your finger. So that way it'll just do what it needs to do when you get it over there. And then you think that would just plop it out.
I think.
But anyway, less toilet paper. There you go for your COVID 2021 and COVID 2022 tip of the week. Shave your asshole. It's from Vinny the Chin. It's not from Menace and The Man. We're just passing it on to you guys. Shave your asshole.
This is your butt cheeks, right? You're just getting this strip done or the whole...
Lenny Lucarelli said use olive oil.
Hang on. An Italian man, he knows what he's talking about.
Well, Italian man, he then said dip it in Italian bread so you could use it for two things, but I'm not... That's one and done. So if I go finger in the olive oil, get the olive oil away from me. Because if I then go up my ass and tickle around and it's not good enough and I got to go back in that, I'm not dipping my bread in that shit. So you got to get that out of there.
I don't think I'm dipping my bread in anyway, Stan.
If I dip my finger in it once, I might. But Vinny the Chin, COVID 2021 tips.
So next week you're getting your tush?
If they put us on lockdown. If they don't put us on lockdown, then no.
All right, lockdown. I have to find somebody. We're going to film it.
When they announce a lockdown, I'm getting my shit waxed.
Did they announce a lockdown last time?
Yeah. They said you have a couple days. We're locking the place down on Tuesday or whatever the fuck it was. They didn't go, newsflash, we're locking it down starting right now. They didn't do that.
Well, it didn't apply to me because I'm essential.
Always essential. Even before you were part of PSCG. Always essential. But
bingo.
Back to this. We'll circle back now. Jon Jones GOAT. Khabib. Listen, Khabib. Love you. Love you to death, Khabib. Think you would have or could have surpass Jon Jones eventually, you need more title defenses, dog. You need more title defenses. Jon Jones has been doing this shit since he was a little kid, since he was 21, 22, 23, whatever he was.
Yeah.
Who just messaged?
Which that can add a little something to the GOAT conversation. Like, the dude's been a champion since he was 22.
23. But you're close. But still, the record, he's the youngest champion.
He's the youngest champion.
And even what's funny is, and what's funny even about that is you see people that come in now, and it's like, oh, my GOAT, Macy Barber, Edmund Shabazian, I'm sure that Sage Northcutt. You've seen a bunch of people that came in and have said something along, I don't know if Sage said it, but I know the other two did. You've seen other people that come in, they say, oh, I'm going to be the youngest champion in UFC history. Get ready, Jon Jones. Get ready. And what happens to them?
Whammo!
They meet a contender and they get fucked up. They lose. They either lose, injury in the fight, get their shit pushed in and get fucking smoked, or just doesn't happen. What happened with Jon Jones? Jon Jones was like, do it, win.
Don't know how to fight correctly. I'll disqualify myself.
I will hide under the cage from the drug tester, and I'm going to win this, doesn't matter. And why were you hiding under the cage? Because I just smoked weed, and I was paranoid, that was his reasoning for hiding under the cage. Could it have been PEDs or some other dumb shit? Maybe, but I don't care, Here's why the argument gets deflated. It's similar to like the election. When your guy wins, yep, no cheating happened. When your guy wins, everything's good. The thing with Jon Jones is everybody or most people have been on the lines of cheating in combat sports. Or they know somebody who has cheated in combat sports. They've lost fights. You know what I mean? Like, you could do steroids. That doesn't guarantee you're going to win the fight.
Right.
Not at all. Like, there's been guys that have done steroids, been juiced out of their face, and lost. So...
a lot of guys.
Yeah, so why are we... I get it in baseball. You can put an asterisk in some of the records, but why are we disqualifying Jon Jones when we've also seen people use steroids and lose? It's not like you use steroids and everybody is 25-0 or whatever Jon Jones is.
Yeah, but it just makes it gives you an edge.
100%. It gives you 1,000,000%. But other people might be on it. Other people have lost on it before. Like, so that's even where I'm going. Do we give Khabib the ultimate pass because he never failed the test, but everyone around him failed? It's a tough question. Yeah. Did you? I
mean, to be honest, a GOAT in any sport to me is stupid.
Yes.
Listen.
Absolutely. I'm just defending Jon Jones that he should.
He should. Like, Kobe Bryant was the GOAT. No. Michael Jordan was. No.
Wilt Chamberlain was.
I don't give they're all really, really good.
Yeah. Well, it's similar to even baseball. So it's like, no, Babe Ruth's the best. So,
well, I think it is. I think people just like to argue.
Yeah. So you're telling me this fucking guy from like 200 years ago when the league was all white dudes, they all...
Oh, Babe Ruth?
Yeah. Like they all smoke cigarettes. Like he's...
Right. He was fat.
Yeah. Like he's... up there. Maybe he's in the conversation because of statistics, but you're telling me he's the best ever? No. Like the MMA, so even those other sports though, that's what made this a conversation. The greatest of all time is from boxing, basketball, baseball, football. So they adapted it to MMA.
Who's the GOAT of football? There's too many positions.
But here's journalists and media adapted it to fighting, and they're like, oh, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. It's not a real thing.
Tom Brady, right?
It's not a real thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sometimes there's those clear examples But then there's always the argument. We'll use Michael Jordan as the example. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. The argument is Kobe was better. LeBron was better. And then you got to weigh these. Like MMA, it's Khabib or Jon Jones. We don't fucking know.
Hello?
What was that?
Dude, I don't know. I woke up this morning and my internet was off.
So even that you just had that happen to you. Sorry for that little mishap. But
Jon Jones did it?
What did you just do to your internet? Like you switched from Verizon to...
Yes.
Oh, and look, perfect timing. Your boy Rashad is here.
Oh.
Yeah. But you switched from Verizon to Optimum and they're playing games with you.
I don't know. I'm not into it. Just not into it.
Yellow.
Rashad.
What's up, man? What's up?
Oh, what's up, player?
Not much, man. Hey. What's up, man? How you doing?
We're trying to do it. You know, we're over here. We're trying to make it. You know?
Yeah, hey, man. Whatever you got to do, man. I feel that.
So I've got a question for you. So
hold on. I got a question first. Rashad, can you turn your phone sideways?
Yes.
Stan, that was not a question. Oh yeah, it was a question, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
You live in Florida, right?
Yes, indeed. Ezekiel.
And you've been doing a lot of commentating. Is that shot in Cali?
It's in Vegas. We're out in
Okay.
Vegas. Yeah, we go out to Vegas. We go out early. We quarantine, and that's we go out there. We probably take about like four tests before we take a lot of tests, man. But they run it real smooth, real safe. They have like they call it the bubble, and they have a couple of different hotels that keep people in, and they kind of keep people from going out on the strip and doing things like that. So I mean, it's a different Vegas trip. You don't go out there and hang out like you used to, but I mean, you go out there and you work. That's about it.
So you're undefeated with the COVID tests.
Undefeated.
Come on.
That's got to be worth something, right? That's got to be worth something.
No, because the reason why I was asking is because I know, like, I remember years back, Yves, when he's got into commentating, Edwards had moved to LA to be more available to the UFC. You know, I mean, does it not matter? Or do they not have it doesn't matter? Like, yep, we're taking them, or like they try to grab closer people, or
I don't really know how they work it. This guy named Zach Candido, he's a guy who usually schedules everything, and they just try to keep a nice rotation in, and they try to keep guys together who work good together, or girls together. They try to keep a good flowing combination together, and just they kind of just work with what kind of flow of the show they want to have. If they have a fight where they're going to have Ezekiel. I'm on the phone. I told you, okay? I'm sorry.
You're good. Get him in here.
Nah, he's talking. I can't hear myself think. But I forgot what I was even saying.
You're talking about flows with commentators.
Yeah. So they have nice. They want to keep the nice flow. And if there's a guy who's fighting at 170, then they may bring in like Kamaru, the champion, or whoever else. So it all depends on like what fight card it is.
Well, even Menace, I think what you were thinking of is when Rashad, you can attest to this or correct me if I'm wrong, but when you guys were with Fox, they had a studio in LA.
Right. Yeah. The studio was in LA. And now that was something different. Like that, it was better for him to be probably there and be available and be on the West Coast. Yeah. I probably could have definitely gotten way more gigs being if I was on the West Coast, but I just never really felt comfortable about making that move.
Oh, so
where's all your family? New York, right?
Of course, yeah, Niagara Falls, New York.
Right. So it's a quick, what's that? 4 hours, 3 hour flight?
It's about 3 hours. It's about 3 hour flight from Florida.
Right. That's easy. I mean,
That's
across
easy.
the country, it's like, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like the middle passage, man. I'll tell you that right there. I mean, it's a hard one sometimes. You know, you just gotta, and if you don't have a good seat with some good space, and you get a messed up middle seat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's killer. It's killer.
Like a middle seat for 6.5 hours. You're like, fuck me. Yep. And you're cutting weight. You're like, yeah, UFC, sick. Thank you.
Why the UFC would middle seat you guys sometimes?
Well, I mean, I think they ask you what you prefer.
Yeah.
I've always gotten it.
Is there any psychopath in the world that's like middle seat all day? That's what I want.
Nah, you know what? I listen. I'm a person that can sit in any seat. Really, to be honest, sometimes I can do a middle seat as long as I got that neck pillow. I can sit in any seat.
Yeah. But given the choice, are you an alley guy or aisle guy or window guy?
I'm a window guy all day. Window's my zone. I like to look out the window. You know, right. Get my imagination going. You know what I'm saying? Look out and just see the flat Earth and just, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get a little psychopath. So I'm a window guy as well, and I'm sitting there, right? And you see the person next to you trying to look at the window, like, yo, man, this is my this is my window. You like what you see? This is mine. I can shut it right now if I want.
Yeah.
I have that power. Control. This is my window.
Yeah. Yep. The control, because you got a lot of control sitting in the window seat.
You do.
You're sitting there, you're like, oh, you want to read your book? Oh, you want to go to sleep? Oh, no, you don't. I want to look out the window right now. I want to look at the sun right now.
Right. Because you've never been in the middle seat or the aisle seat, like, yo, my man, can you open the window?
Never.
Or close the window. I've definitely seen people say, yo, like, can you close it? But you could also be like, motherfucker, can you see I'm looking at this motherfucker? Right. Like, we got time. Like, I got to do something. I got to look at the window.
I mean, I will, though. Somebody like fall asleep and they're not being responsible with their windows duties, then I will put the window up on them. Like, if they fall asleep and they're looking out the window,
you're helping them out.
And raise it and close it down. I'm helping them out. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping them out.
You're doing the right thing. That's what I like about you. When was the last time you talked to Mama Rashad?
What's that?
When was the last time you talked to your mother? How's she doing?
Oh, she's doing good, man. She's just maintaining. She's maintaining, man. She's just doing her thing. You know,
did she say anything wild that you could imitate?
Rashad, look. Rashad, I ain't with this Donald Trump, Rashad. Rashad, Trump gotta go, Rashad. My mother was obsessed with Donald Trump, though. All the time, she'll post something about Donald Trump. She loved Donald Trump, but she loved to complain about him. But at the same time, because she complained about him so much, she started to have he started to grow on her. You know what I'm saying? She started to like him a little bit.
Yeah. Me personally, I don't really follow politics, but I just like that he would say whatever the fuck's on his mind. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Whether it was the right thing to do or not in his position, I like that in a guy. I don't know. That's all.
I like the outside. I like the outside perspective. For instance, like, I want Rashad Evans in office in 2024. Like, we need people that aren't lifelong politicians in office.
The world ain't ready for that, man. The world ain't ready for that, man. The world is a stage, and we're starting to see that unfold in real time in real life.
Yes, but something we didn't do in the beginning. Rashad Evans, welcome back to Menace and the Man, Stan the Man, Dennis the Menace Bermudez, and now we're joined by one of the GOATs, one of the legends to do it in MMA, one of the guys who set the ground for a guy like Dennis Bermudez to get into fighting, Rashad Evans.
What's going on? What is going on? I love the show.
2, right?
Season 2, Ultimate Fighter. Yep, Ultimate Fighter Season 2. And now, did you know they're coming back with another Ultimate Fighter show?
Yes.
Yeah. So
no coaches yet.
No coaches yet, man. No coaches yet.
And even something that Menace, I don't care if you can kind of leak it out now. Like, they hit up Menace. They were trying to get John Gotti on the show. It's going to be middleweights and I think bantamweights, or middleweights and lightweights. Like, they're going to do 2 weight classes. No coaches yet, though.
And didn't she don't want to do it? Huh? You like, I'm done with it or what?
Oh, no. They hit up me because I train with a guy.
Yeah, they were trying to get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
one of Menace's.
You know John Gotti,
Okay.
the mafia guy.
Yeah.
His son's pretty good.
His son is a fighter.
Like, he was pro.
Pretty
He
good.
lost his last fight, but
That's pretty dope. That's
I
pretty
think
dope, man.
5-1 or 6-1 right now.
Oh wow, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he's solid. But I see Rashad right now on like his king's chair. That's like a throne right there.
Yeah.
Where-
This is my Game of Thrones.
Where are you right now? South Florida?
Yeah, South Florida. South Florida's hanging out.
All right.
Hanging out with the family.
And who's Ezekiel? Ezekiel's the youngest?
Yeah, he's the little baby boy. Ball
right.
of energy.
How many kids
I'm
you
gonna
have
talk.
now?
I'm gonna talk father talk right now, real quick.
That's where I was getting
Got
to.
four. I got four.
kids.
One is 20. One's 21. I got a 21-year-old. She lives in Montreal, and I got two with my ex-wife, and I have one with the wife now. My wife. Now.
Nasty wrestler. You were. My little guys used to start wrestling, and they were doing what they thought was WWF wrestling. But I watched my little guy hit grab the single leg, a head outside the single leg, and then come across the body, me, and I was like, and then come on top. I've never showed him one thing once, never, and I was like, dude, this might be my guy. Like maybe it's in their blood. So my question to you is, do any of your kids wrestle, or do you want them to?
Yeah, my son Rashad, he wrestles, but I let him get into wrestle himself. I wanted him to wrestle. I wanted him to do what I did, and I would try to do some stuff, but then I would see he wasn't really interested at the time. So I kind of just took a different approach and just let him, discover his own thing. And then, he decided he wanted to wrestle, and now he's in love with wrestling.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. But it's difficult because you want to be able to, be that influence, that positive influence as far as offering them a good sport that offers them good discipline. But at the same time, you don't want to become that overbearing parent that starts to, try to push your dreams that you didn't accomplish on your child, and it can be, it can be a fine line, but I think, because I've coached a lot of kids who are close to me, and it's a lot of just, you just, long as you let them know how much you love them, and you talk to them about how they're feeling, and if they want to do it or not, and you just keep it fun, then it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier, but it's tough. It's a difficult situation.
I guess it's why good coaches are good coaches, because they know not everybody gets coached the exact the same.
Yeah, and that's your thing, Menace, is you want them, like Rashad's son, you want them to find it. You don't want to force it on them.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be watching Flow Wrestling or whatever, watching whoever wrestle. I'm like, hey, this is what your dad used to do. And then look over okay, they just run off. I'm like,
they have no interest. They have no interest. Yeah, they have no interest. But it happens just like one day. Like one day they'll be like, I want to try this now, and that's how it happened to my son. He's just one day he's just like, I want to wrestle now. But I always knew that he had it in him, because he's always just wrestling around and just always he's very aggressive. Now my son Ezekiel, he's super aggressive, and he likes to wrestle and fight all the time. He'll start crying if I don't fight. I'll be like, why don't you fight me? Why? So
because my younger guy, when he loses, he goes fucking bananas. I'm like, and I like that, but I'm like, yo, let's keep playing. You're ruining everything. Because my older son, we play flag football outside, because they play flag football. I got the flags. My older son's faster, knows how to play. He'll get a touchdown, but he just keeps running, because the little guy, even though he knows he went from and like is gonna try and fight him because he won. I'm like, yo, man, you can't do that, son. Like you can't fight him just because he beat you. And sometimes he goes inside and quits. I'm like, oh, I don't want you to do like I like you getting upset, but we just can't have you quitting though. You know,
you know what? You should just.
He's also 5.
You just got to talk to him.
Yeah,
but you just got to talk to him. My son is 5 years old, and I talk to him. I talk to him like I do, like I would somebody else who I just tell him straight up. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'll tell him straight up. I'm like, hey, we don't quit. Listen, you know, and I tell him like, you know, I know you're getting frustrated, but you got to work past it. And it may sound like you over talking your kid, but for some reason, when you talk to your kid straight and direct like that, and just speak to them straight, they understand. And they prefer you to speak to them like that. They prefer it, you know, rather than pacify them. When you tell them straight up, like, yo, you know, and just tell them, but give it to them with love, you know, like, hey, you quit. You know that feeling that you have inside that you get mad? Hold on to it. That's okay to feel that way. But listen, you can't get eaten up by it. You can't allow it to take over your mind, you know, and then that's how you, and then when next time you see him getting like that, like, hey, remember we talked about, right? And it becomes a footnote in their mind, you know?
Yeah. Cause I've kind of be like, come on, man. Like I've done the pity, like, come on, man. Like almost like, please, like, come on, man, pull together. And I've also done like, you want to be like that? Go to your fucking room, you piece. Like, like we don't do this here.
Yeah.
I'll try. Yeah, I'm gonna get Rashad next time. I'm gonna give that a shot.
But they
just coach him up, man. He'll appreciate it.
Right there, Rashad Evans is dropping wisdom on you, Menace. Fathering wisdom.
Yeah, he's been at it for 21 years,
and that's what it is too. Like,
that's right. Yeah,
I don't have kids, but from what Rashad said to Menace, someone with a little bit more wisdom, a 21-year-old. Don't overcomplicate it. It's that simple. Just have a conversation with them. Listen to what they want.
Exactly.
What happens, like Stan, you don't have kids, is like they start acting a crazy way that you're like, whoa, I've never taught you that.
Yeah,
and like you almost sometimes you become emotional that you can't even like. What Rashad's saying, like overcome. You're like, yo, man, you fucking don't like. All right.
So what do we got on the? What do we got on the age difference? So we have the 21-year-old daughter, and then we have what's the youngest?
5 years old.
Oh, okay. So that's a a range right there.
So I went. Well, I mean, I started super early. I started when I was 19. Like I heard my first kid when I was 20 years old. When I first turned 20, and you know, it was something else. It was a tough period of my life, but it was one of those things that just made me grow up quicker, become a man faster, and become more accountable for my actions a lot sooner, you know? So that was when I was young. And then now it's different though. It's different being a father now versus being a father back then. You know what I'm saying? And I felt as if like, you know, my first daughter, you know, my first kid, she kind of like taught me how to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? And like I was learning how to be a parent by parenting her, you know? And it was a difficult time, but at the same time, it was one of those things that it was the best. It was like one of the best experiences. I look back on those memories. I'm like, man, I don't even know how I did it, but I did it, you know?
Yeah. Because when did you start fighting?
That's what I was going to say. Like, so when you started fighting, you had the daughter? Just the daughter?
Yeah. I just had a daughter. When I started fighting, I was 23. I just graduated from college. And
I mean, finishing college alone with a daughter, because Rashad, one thing you may not know about the Menace is I had a fake kid. I dropped out of college my senior year.
Whoa, a real kid. He was real, but you weren't the father.
After 2 years, it turned out not to be mine.
No.
So from the age of 20 to 22, working 2 jobs and doing college, I dropped out my senior year.
Oh man!
Then when I found out it wasn't mine, I'm like, someone's gotta get fucked up.
I just saw Rashad. I just saw Rashad cringe for you. He went, ooh.
Ooh. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one because you were doing the right thing, and you were owning it, and owning it is the hardest part about being a young parent.
Yeah.
You know, there's such a like a letdown and almost a shame with that comes along with it. But when you own it and when you start, becoming a parent, all of that stuff, it just kind of like falls away. And you sound like you already got to that point, and it just to have that ripped away from you, that sucks, man.
Well, the thing was, it was while I was just me in college, it was become an All-American national champion. That was the goal. School, like maintain just be eligible. That was it. Then when I had a kid, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I got to become an All-American. I got to be dad of the year, and I need to get on the dean's list.
Mm-hmm.
So I took myself in this like fucking deep, dark spiral that got really dark because it wasn't working out, And then I ended up getting like, my coach brought me and was like, yo, man, we got to take you like off the starting lineup. Like, you're going to kill yourself. Like, you're like, yeah. And so then I still have my scholarship and shit like that. I just took a step back, started fucking dudes back up in the wrestling room, got on Dean's list. It was weird. The pressure of is very, very real.
Oh my gosh, it's so real. It's so real, man. It's so real.
So did you become an All-American while you had a daughter?
Yeah.
Insane to me.
I did. Yeah, I did. Once I had my daughter at that young age, it gave me a new purpose to drive for. And then there was a period where when I went away at Michigan State, I would only get her in the summer times or on like in the spring and stuff like that. So, it allowed me to just focus on my sport, but at the same time, or in school, but at the same time, it was really hard to be away, and it was kind of like, but I always just kept focusing, knowing that like, it was going to pay off. And
you're doing it for not just yourself.
Right. Yeah. And I just needed to get out of Niagara Falls, man. Niagara Falls is the place where dreams die, man. There's so much talent that comes out of Niagara Falls or could possibly come out of Niagara Falls, but the area just has a suction on people and they just can never seem to escape it, and I was able to get out and I didn't want to go back. I always have a lot of respect for home and for the people at home, but for me, just home wasn't a place for me. Once I've left that area, I quickly outgrown it and I couldn't go back. I've seen bigger.
So on that note, I feel like we had my college wrestling coach John Stutzman on the show. He took over Buffalo now. I think they're
he did.
They're doing better. I mean, he's been in the program there for a little bit.
Well, is that a real thing? Like, is that like what they say in Niagara Falls? Like Niagara Falls?
Well, they say Buffalo, at least Buffalo, which is right next to Niagara Falls. Like, that's where New York State champions go to fucking, it's like the graveyard.
So that's a real thing that's where dreams die, is in like northern New York State.
I don't know if that's a phrase. I'm just saying like it's definitely a real thing because, the thing about the area is the fact that it's like you don't really hear too much about the area. You know what I'm saying? We have some of the greatest athletes in that area. There's a one kid who was on my football team. His name was Frank Pavicic, and he was absolutely amazing tight end, defensive end. And honestly, he was one of the best football players I ever seen, but he never really got the exposure that could have landed him in the pros, but he was just a phenomenal athlete. But there was just many more athletes like that, and it's just, they just really never got out. And if they did get out, they just get sucked back sometimes, Yeah. Like Jon Jones is a Western New York product and he's
he don't live in Western New York.
No, he's not. He got out. He got out.
Born and raised though.
Yep.
Born and raised though. Yep. Same as Rashad Evans, right? Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Like, so that's like a thing people say, like New York, if you're not from the city or Long Island, you're different, but New York's New York to the rest of the country. Like Rashad Evans is from New York, Jon Jones from New York. Like we were talking about John right before you hopped on, Rashad. the way DC came out and said he's disqualified from the GOAT conversation. So, and now here's the thing too. We were saying it. The GOAT conversation.
There's also a little beef there.
But the GOAT conversation's bullshit. Like, it's not a real thing. It's like Babe Ruth's not the greatest baseball player that ever lived. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's a bunch of people that can make the claim, but
right.
we would love to have your take on it. Like, should Jon Jones, because of his steroid failed test, be disqualified from that conversation?
I could say there's a good argument for that, but then that would be discounting a great body of work, and not only in a physical form, but on a psychological basis. You know what it takes to go out there and to do what Jon Jones has done, just on a mental basis alone. You know, being, coming in and being virtually undefeated, and then, his troubles outside the octagon, coming back in the octagon, dealing with those pressures, and a lot of things that goes into what it takes to be a fighter and be able to be the fighter that you see on Saturday night that pulls off those spectacular finishes and those death-defying moves that you only see in video games. It takes a certain mentality for that. So I would say in a lot of respects, I would consider Jon Jones the greatest of all time, because it does take a lot to do that. But I can understand people saying that, because he, failed a couple of drug tests and stuff like that, it blemishes his record. I can understand that too. But for me personally, I can't deny he is one of the best, period.
Well, like 17 title defenses or something like that? 15?
Yeah, but here's the thing about that. Here's the thing, like, I think Jon Jones is great, and I think Khabib is great. But what kind of, I think, turned people off about the whole topic and discussion was like Jon had to say that right then. Jon had to say he just couldn't let Khabib have it. He couldn't let him have it.
Yeah, I get it.
What I'm saying? And that's the humility factor that the greatest have. And that's something that Jon Jones missed in his in his attempt to try to get people to see that he's the greatest. The greatest don't have to say he's the greatest. Other people say he's the greatest. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a thing that kind of made me be like, come on, Jon, you don't need to say that. You don't need to say that. Your body of work speaks for itself. You never need to talk about how good you are. People know how good you are. Let them talk about it. Let them say, oh, Khabib's the greatest? No, bro. Let them debate about it. You don't start a debate about it. That doesn't make them look good at all.
Right.
Well, even Rashad, now you're mentoring a lot of big names in MMA, but you're one of Jon Jones's mentor, if not his mentor. Like, before Jon Jones, it was Rashad Evans.
Me and Jon spent some time together, man. Like Jon was a good training partner. Jon was one of those guys who came at a good time in my career, because he when you train with a young fighter that's so excited and burning up with the excitement for the sport, it kind of rubs off on you, just because you can just, see what they're doing to get ready, and just seeing how they're preparing, and just, that excitement is contagious, So I really enjoy training with Jon, and part of me wishes that, it was able to continue to train and seeing what would have happened. But, things happened the way that they did. But, I think after all things are said and done, when me and Jon see each other, we talk and we say, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So it's that we recognize that,
Yeah, nothing but respect there.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, if anything. Like, are you guys cool now? Yeah.
Yeah, we're cool. We're cool now. Like, every once in a while, he'll probably get mad about something I say, but then
because you definitely, like I said, same thing with Dennis. So Ultimate Fighter blew this thing up. There was Josh Koscheck. We talked about it last time we had you on. Koscheck, then Rashad Evans. You guys laid the groundwork for all these wrestlers to be like, oh, so my shit fucking will dominate if I go do this.
Yeah.
Not win.
Absolutely.
Not win. Dominate. Like Koscheck showed it, but Koscheck had those holes. You came in and were undersized at heavyweight and were like, I'm going to wrestle fuck everybody.
And then here's a crazy thing about it. Like, I wasn't even like the dopest collegiately ranked person to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like when people like in college, like, yo, that's Rashad from Michigan State putting in work like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something they expected because I wasn't the guy having my name called at the nationals, or, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those marquee names in NCAA wrestling history. So, you know, to hear me going out there beating people, there's like, dang, like that dude who beat Greg Jones, you know, because
that's what I was going to say.
All I was known for was beating Greg Jones.
You do have that win. Yeah, you have that Greg Jones win.
I think that was just like the little glimpse of just like, I think I can do something special here. You know, I think I can definitely rise. You know, there was times during a season where I had some really good matches with some tough guys, like some really, really good guys. But the thing with college wrestling for me was like, I just couldn't seem to get to beat myself. You know, I would always seem to find a way to lose to the better guys, you know, and it was something that bothered me because I know I could beat those guys, you know. And it was that match with Greg Jones where they were like, everybody was like, oh man, you got Greg Jones next. And it's like, well, you had a good wrestling career, man. I mean, you know, it was my senior year and they were like giving my eulogy. And I'm just like, man, I still got one more match left. And it's like, I mean, you probably can get like tech fall, and they're like talking trash. And I was like, these people are so disrespectful. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and just wrestle the way I want to wrestle. Like I felt like my whole career I was wrestling the way the coaches wanted me to wrestle.
Yeah.
But then when I just wrestled the way I wrestled and was like flamboyant and showing off and pumping my shoulders and putting that sugar on them, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. They never seen nobody act like that in a wrestling match, you know?
Right. Because we had Mark Hall on a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about how once your wrestling career is over, you somehow become like 25% better.
Yeah, it's weird.
So
it's
I
weird,
mean,
right?
maybe that hopped in before that last, you know, that last match. Like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Like,
that's what it is. It's that like I don't give a shit that makes you that 25% better, you know. And it was like at that point I realized that I mentally fucked myself so many matches just because I was trying to be a certain way instead of just being, you know. And that's one thing that happens to a lot of athletes in general is that you try to be a certain way, and then you just forget to be who you are and just to be in the sport. And, you know, and when I say just be, it's just a presence in the sport that allows you to totally tune in where you get into that zone, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And even like your hat could be hung up right there. Like I beat Greg Jones. Like I'm good. And you went on to do that much more. Like what is he? I think he had 3 or 4 losses in college. Like something disgusting. Like he was really fucking good. And Rashad Evans is one of those guys.
Yeah, Greg Jones is a beast, man. He's an animal. And he was one of the he's like one of the NCAA's like Hall of Fame wrestlers, you know, with one of the best and pristine records and have so many titles and stuff like that. I think he has 3 national titles. So he was an animal,
quick,
man. Yeah.
Rashad, did I ever tell you how Greg Jones stole a wrestling match from me in college?
No.
I'm wrestling against like one of his All-Americans, Yargi or whatever, and like he was beating me by 2. I like took him down on a controversial like on the line, and the ref looks at Greg. He's like, that's not 2. And the guy just held it off, and like out of bounds. I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. because Greg Jones is like superior to you. He says that you're the fucking ref. And I passed that guy later, and he like wouldn't make eye contact with me. I was you, and if the guys up, where I would have definitely beat him in overtime.
Yeah. That's funny, man. That's funny. Next time you see Greg, you should say something. He's with Sanford now.
I've always said something. I think every time I see him, I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bro, politics, that's a real thing.
That's a real thing for sure.
So even that, Rashad, where are you right now? I see you working with Greg Hardy. I know you're an age kickboxing guy. I know that you bounce around a little bit. Like, are you doing your own thing? Are you with Sanford?
Yeah. So right now I'm doing my own thing. I'm just, it's actually me and Tyrone Spong and Frank Lester. And, we're just kind of, having some fun and doing our own thing.
That's a crew right there.
Yeah. I mean, Tyrone Spong is an animal. And right now he has some downtime. So he's been, helping out and just kind of, we want to help some fighters out. We got Greg Hardy in there. We getting him a lot of one-on-one attention. So it's going good, man.
So I'm laughing. I'll let Stan tell you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know why you're laughing. So we're waiting I need to come down with Menace. I don't want to go down by myself and have it happen, because if I die, then... But, so Khabib's fighting Justin Gaethje. We have Tyrone on the show. I toss back a few too many beers and I go, you know what, Tyrone? I got Gaethje. You got Khabib. What do you want to bet? And I bet.
No, that's not how it went down. He goes, hey, I'll make a bet with you.
No.
One body shot. Hang on. Before.
Wait.
Said who he had, he goes, yup.
Wait. Tyrone says, I got Khabib. And I went, you know what? I think I'm going Gaethje. And he went, well, we can make a bet if you want. And
Stan,
no. That's what you can rewatch. Is Tyrone said we can make a bet if you want, in his accent. We can make a bet if you want, and I went, oh, we can make a bet.
Tyrone Spong said this.
Yes, and I thought, great content. I'll get a body shot from Tyrone. Drunk me, sober me. I texted Menace like, yo, I'm in serious fear for my mental health, my like physical well-being right now. And then Khabib demolishes Gaethje. I lose the bet, whatever. But then even when I'm talking to Tyrone with Menace and I say, we'll make the bet, I'm not even done letting out the terms. And I say, the bet is a body shot. And Tyrone's like, deal. I don't care what you got. Like, I don't care what the bet is.
So wait, Tyrone Spong owes you a body shot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
I tried to see him Stan's life. I was like, hey, Tyrone.
Dude.
Can we hit the organs?
Oh my God.
He's like, no, your friend will be pissing blood for.
Oh my God. Yeah. Listen, Tyrone, he broke 3 of my ribs before I fought Phil Davis, man.
Ooh.
Sparring him and training.
With a body shot.
Body shot.
How else would he do it, Stan? Like blowing in?
No. A leg, a kick, or a punch.
A knee. Yeah, the punch.
A knee or a punch?
It was a knee. It was a punch. All
right.
Body shot.
I don't think this is going to... Trust me, Rashad, I don't think I'm going to do well in this. It's not going to go well, but we were going to maybe come down this weekend, but Menace is having Thanksgiving with the Bermudez family, so maybe before the end of 2020 we might come down, but maybe the beginning of 2021.
Come down. We got a nice little space. We have a little fun and just, let you take that body shot. Now,
yeah.
Are you wearing a bodyguard or no? No, you gotta wear a bodyguard.
Listen, Rashad.
You gotta wear a body shield. You gotta wear a body shield, bro.
Rashad. I'm
a body shield.
I'm a fucking man, Rashad.
Oh my God, he's gonna hurt you, bro.
All I ask, like we didn't specify terms, so we could still negotiate terms. All I ask is, Tyrone, give me this. Let me put my elbow. Let me put my elbows over the floating ribs, and then do whatever you want.
You don't want to see it either. You don't want to see it coming.
Yo, I'm fucking worried right now. Rashad looks seriously concerned.
I am concerned. I am seriously concerned.
No, because Tyrone is a complete psychopath, right? Like he wants to. If you don't fall over, Stan, he's gonna be.
Well, no, he said he doesn't like hurting people, but then when it's competition, he loves hurting people.
You know what it's gonna be? He's gonna make you. He's gonna be like, He's gonna be laughing, ha 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 ha. You think it's cool. Next thing you know, it's gonna bow. You go, oh, you're gonna think you got stabbed, bro. You're gonna think you got stabbed. You're not gonna be ready for it. He's not gonna let you brace for it.
That's probably the best way, right?
That's the best way. Just like when you're not ready for it, he's gonna just stick you with it. It's gonna feel like you got hit with a hot knife, stuck with a hot knife. That's what it's gonna feel like. Like, oh my God.
Rashad, you know Justin Gaethje. I thought he could do it. I thought the perfect storm. I thought you can't win them all. And it didn't happen.
I bet Justin Gaethje too, man.
You didn't bet a body shot.
No, I didn't bet that. I just bet with my faith. I bet with my word. I didn't bet with nothing else besides that. I wasn't definitely crazy enough to I wasn't definitely crazy enough to bet Tyrone Spong a body shot over that fight though.
What's
only a crazy bastard would do that? Huh? What'd you say?
What's the equivalent in money for that? Like, yo, I bet 10 grand on Gaethje.
Yeah, that might be.
What do you $1 million? I might die immediately.
Yeah, you're not worth $1 million.
I'm saying whatever.
You definitely might.
Immediately, Lasung posted, "Have you ever heard of Houdini?" And he was like, "You're gonna die the same way Houdini died." And I was like, "Oh, maybe."
How did Houdini die?
Because Houdini used to do this thing where he would take body shots. So one day, apparently, a guy walked up to him unsuspectingly.
Tyrone?
A guy named Tyrone walked up to him unsuspectingly and gave him a body shot when he wasn't ready, and it ruptured his fucking something.
Spleen?
Something. I'd have to do research, but Houdini died from a body shot.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
So what I was thinking, if you did the body shot in front of a hospital, I feel like you're good.
I'm going to do it at Sanford MMA where they have maybe a doctor or two on staff.
They got a medical staff.
Yeah. And then I've just got to say, like, Tyrone, my blood is on your hands if you kill me. So just.
I think Tyrone, he'll let you wear a shield, a body shield. Honestly, you might have to wear a body shield because listen, Henry's a professional. And when he punches Henry with the body shield on, Henry's like, oh my God. Oh, wait. He almost made Frank throw up.
So here's the culprit, Rashad. This is the exact culprit. It's called a massive IPA from Great South Bay Brewery.
Oh yeah.
8, right?
Yeah, these beers are stronger than regular beers. I drank 2 of these, and then I was like, Tyrone, body shot. And then afterward, I went, whoa. Like, whoa. And
so
then,
maybe drink 2 of those before the punch.
There you go.
I mean, there's a part of me that's like, maybe I bring Tyrone out for drinks, and then I say, you know what, do it now. And then I get it done now. Because even Rashad, we talked about it last time. You remember my boy from Florida, Dave, with the magic tricks. We talked about it last time. So I'm going to come down there. I'll get Dave showing Tyrone some magic tricks. Then all of a sudden I spring it on him, hit me now. And hopefully he doesn't kill me. But
I don't think you want to brace for it. I think here's the thing about it. I feel like if you brace for it, the kind of punch he's going to give you is going to end up hurting someone else. You're going to end up pulling another muscle. I would just be like, yo, Tyrone, whenever you feel it's right, you just give me the touch, just let me feel it. Just give it to me. And he's gonna be like,
wait, so you think I should just tell Tyrone, steal me, like just run up whenever you get the chance?
Yeah, you just tell him to steal off on you, man. I think it's better for him to steal off on you. I really do. I think it's better for you to just get stole on and not know and just kind of deal with the effects of it afterwards. Because I think here's the thing about it. The anticipation of it is gonna be worse than the actual hit itself. So like a fight, the anticipation is actually worse than a fight.
Yeah. Yes. But here's one of the worst things is I have Ong Lasung, former double champ, still champion from one championship. I have Rashad Evans, one of the greatest to ever do it, UFC champion, tough winner, telling me what a bad idea I made. And you guys are fucking scaring me, to be honest with you.
Well, the thing is, what I love about Stan is he's a man of his word, though.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's the thing, Rashad. Like if Tyrone goes, well, wait, Menace, you're muted, Menace.
Oh, what?
You were muted, Menace.
How about now?
Now you're good. But man of my word, like Menace said. But if Tyrone goes, no body shield. I'll go. All right, no body shield. I fucked up that day and I made a bad bet. So.
Yeah. Well.
But someone else that you've mentored, obviously Tyrone Spong. So throw in that little tidbit. Be like, you know what? Let Stan live. Just drop him. Don't kill him.
Let Stan live, man. I'm gonna say that, man. Don't kill Stan.
But I see you working with Greg Hardy now. How'd that come about?
Yeah. After his situation happened with ATT, he was just looking to stay in the area, and he wanted to.
Wait,
we
Rashad.
talked about working together
Rashad.
before.
I gotta interrupt you. What was the situation with ATT? That they closed for now, or something more than that?
No. They closed for now, and I guess that I don't know. They end up being closed, and he just started training in other places, and I'm too happy about it.
Wait, because I was about to say, let somebody be hating on Greg Hardy. We love Greg Hardy here at Menace and the Man. We're big Greg Hardy fans. Like, we don't want to.
Good dude, man.
Bro, he catches like a worse rap. Everyone, even if he was guilty, not saying he was, I think he was innocent, but everyone makes mistakes. At what point are you forgiven for anything you've done? You know what I mean?
I win an NBA championship, dude.
What, you got to win an NBA championship?
But I mean, it's really sad because, like, you always see him just kind of just wanting to just. I see the pain in his eyes, man, and I see how much it hurts him. How he would love to rewrite. How he would love to rewrite that wrong and just kind of change things up. But mistake is when something happened, it's happened, and now he's just dealing with it. But he's a good dude, man. And
100%.
I love Greg Hardy.
100%.
Can you kick me his number, because he was behind me at my last fight when I retired in Brooklyn, and me and him instantly, we shut the shit for like 1 second, and we were on the same clan in a video game. Like, we were like best buds. Like that. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I think that he's somebody that people will over time get to see and be like, oh man, he's not as bad as we thought,
I went to media day at that Dennis's retirement fight, and they pretty much like crucified him. Like, they didn't ask him shit about fighting. They just kept asking him like, so, and then this person would ask it a dumb way. Then the next person would walk up, ask the same question. And I was just like, dude, like, ask him a fucking fighting question. Like, let the guy, and then here's the thing. Sometimes in the media in America, you're done the first report that comes out. Like, the truth doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if you did do what Greg Hardy was accused of, or you did a crime or whatever, there has to come a point where you're forgiven. And there has to come some recourse of where you can be okay or something like that.
Right. I totally agree. I mean, it's that, we live in a society where, it's all about
cancel culture.
Yeah. And it's sad. It's sad. It has to be like this because, what happened to giving people a chance? What happened to, understanding the fact that, we all can have a bad day and make poor choices and do things, that can put us in a bad light. You know? And nobody's above it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see some of the best people in the world do some things. Sometimes you can't, you got to be like, what are they thinking? But it's just something that happens. And, I think that we all need to, and not just speaking of this in a particular situation, but just in general, we all have to find a way to come together and see each other in each other and give each other the benefit of the doubt that we so desperately want sometimes. I think sometimes we're just too hard on each other.
Yeah, and Greg, take away anything outside of whatever sport he plays, he's a super athlete. So for me,
superior.
Yeah, like something me and Menace have talked about, Rashad, is so when he first came in, the super athlete and the unexpected club and the weird angles he was throwing at worked for him. As he started becoming more polished, he was at a disadvantage because he was like this against guys who did it for 15 years. Me and Menace were saying, we feel like now, 3-4 years in, where he's at right now, he's getting there. His skills are starting to really come together. And so we want to ask you, how good is Greg Hardy? Like, what's the ceiling in MMA?
The ceiling is really high. Yeah, the ceiling is really high for Greg. 32. I think the ceiling's very, very high for him. And I say that because I've never seen a guy who just, like, the way he learns so fast. And it's one thing to learn something, like, okay, and put it in your toolbox, but he learns something, he puts it not only in his toolbox, you see him executing it the next training session, you know, so his absorption rate is super, super fast. And, you know, a big part of understanding how to coach him is understanding how to teach him, you know, like Greg is somebody who you have to be very patient with when you're showing them techniques and stuff like that, and just kind of breaking it down from a perspective in which he knows from before, from football and things like that. So once you're able to make it edible for him, he just soaks up everything so fast, man. I think sky's the limit for what he can do.
Because did you play a little football ever? High school?
Yeah, I did a little bit.
So it's easy for you to translate things like, yo, when you do this in football, this is like this in MMA.
Yeah, it was fairly easy for me to just kind of translate things over and to get him to see this is the position that you do here. And a lot of times he was doing the position naturally just in his movement, but didn't really understand it, didn't understand the why behind it. And I think that's one thing that a lot of coaches don't do. A lot of coaches want to show you the moves, but they don't really want to teach you the concept that goes behind the move. And I think understanding the concept, understanding the why you're doing the move is the foundation of the move itself, because it lets you know why you're able to pull it off and why you're not. So not only when you're in a cage, you're not just pulling off move, you're putting together a whole conceptual package that you're trying to put for a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a concept that you're trying to display, and you're going to, implement it with all these different tactics in order for you to get to your achieved goal.
So we'll wrap it up with you here soon, but like, what's the future for Rashad? What's next for Rashad?
I'm just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just,
you want your own world champion? You want to be the best commentator? You want,
I just aim to be the best me every day. I don't care to, have any label titles, being the best this, the best that. My main goal every day is just to be happy. And if I can wake up and be happy and spread happiness to others, that's all I care about. To be honest, I think all those other things are good and fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, they don't.
I guess what I'm saying is a goal. What's the next goal?
The goal. I guess the biggest goal for me next. Oh.
We lost your audio, Rashad.
You're muted.
There we go. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, sorry about that. My next goal would be, I guess, I would like to build a team, and I would like to build a team and do something special. I want to be able to give back to the sport that's given me so much. And that's one thing that I am. I really hold myself accountable for. I've been very blessed to have some of the best coaches in the game. Greg Jackson, Mike Winklejohn, Trevor Whitman, Mike Van Arsdale, Faraz Zahabi, Enzo Gracie, you know what I'm saying? And just so many great guys that I got a chance to work with. And, I can't forget the Zen Mario Sperry. I had a chance to be coached by so many great people. And being coached by these great people, it made me just want to it made me just want to be able to give back to these athletes, because I see that there's a lot missing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot missing in the game.
And even a history note that people almost don't put together, or maybe don't realize, is Rashad Evans was the epicenter of Florida MMA outside of ATT. Black Zillions and what is now H Kickboxing, that all came from Rashad leaving Jackson Wink, going to Florida, and pairing up with that little group that he did that formed the Black Zillions that now they rival American Top Team. That's neck and neck right there.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy when I sit back and think about it, just think about this whole journey that I've been on, and the decision for me to move here and to start a gym, and to, it was crazy. I never would have thought it would have become what it is right now, and for what started off as just a private gym, it was just something for me, because after the whole team fell apart with the Jones thing, I was like, you know what? I didn't want to have a team anymore. I just want to have guys come in the gym and help me get better. And we kept bringing guys in, and guys just stayed. And before you know it, we had a whole team.
And now something you built and you helped, put on the manifest. That's what perfect word, Menace. But I was going to say, put on the runway to take off, was something that's about to happen now. The best welterweight in the world, Gilbert Burns versus Usman. That's a derivative or a product of shit Rashad Evans put in place.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a good problem to have.
Great problem.
Yeah,
but Rashad, you know both of them. I'm sure you're closer with Usman, I'd imagine. Is that a tough situation?
Big bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, for someone like you've obviously done a lot of work with Gilbert, I'm sure, too, right?
Yep.
What happens there for you? Are you rooting for Usman? Are you on the fence? Are you
going to watch? Are you going to be there?
My loyalty is, it would always be Usman. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. But I have a tremendous amount of respect for Gilbert and what he's done to get to the spot where he's at. He's a very tough competitor in a lot of ways. This is going to be a very tough fight. They know each other very well, intimately, from training together for so long. They came up together. They were puppies in a game together. Back in the day when we were, breeding these guys in the gym back in the Black Zillions, and these were the guys. He was, these are the guys who were just battling it out every single day, trying to get their opportunity. And, they cut their teeth together in the UFC together, and the Black Zillions versus ATT. So they have such a deep connection with each other, and it's gonna be tough because they know each other.
So where are you at now, Rashad? Where are you and Tyrone training people? It's not a public gym, right? It's a private facility.
Yeah, it's a private gym. We train people most of the time at his place. Sometimes I use the gym that the XPE gym. Sometimes I use that gym. That's the gym that Henry was at, the H Kickboxing 365, because now they're in Sanford, so they're in Deerfield, so that's a different gym. So that gym.
You could answer that for me. Is it they're not still over there? They're not still at both places?
No. Well, they go back and forth. They go back and forth to both places, but primarily speaking, they're in Sanford most of the time. Okay. They have a great facility there, like with a great lounge room, lockers, and they got a full professional sports thing going on over there.
So now I'm not trying to, I don't know if it's rattling up feathers or anything like that. Why is Rashad not in with Sanford? Why are you not a head coach at Sanford?
Well, I mean, that's their thing. You know what I'm saying? That's something that they've, one side was an athlete and one side kind of, stepped away and was just, doing my own thing. They did their own thing and they grew in their direction, and
well, my question is, if you're going out on your own and doing your own thing, why wouldn't, put it under one roof? Because if Rashad Evans and Dean Thomas open up a gym in South Florida next week, that's competition.
I mean, we just might.
That's serious competition.
We just might. Who knows? But
I don't think Henry's one to be like, this guy, he fucking me. Like, hey, I think he'd be like, man, I want you to do good.
I'm not saying like that. Like, I'm just saying, why wouldn't they be like, yo, Rashad, let's head coach or assistant, in charge of MMA or something, as opposed to seeing me on the outside, seeing what you and Dean are doing or what it looks like you and Dean are doing in photos. I don't want, if I'm
tough because Rashad, you can come and go whenever you want right now.
If
you want to lock down to your schedule.
If I'm American Top Team, I don't want Rashad out there training people. Rashad's gonna fuck it. Why would you come to me if you can go to Rashad? And that's not throwing shade at anybody. I'm just saying that's like another element. Like, that's competition. So,
yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like, I don't want to take anybody's fighters, man. And here's my point of view. Like, I want to give the fighters what they deserve, and I say that because what tends to happen is the gym ends up taking over. And the gym end up being the most important thing over these fighters' career. And the gym and the coaches start taking precedent for what's best for these coaches. And then they start treating these athletes, as commodity. Oh, you can't train here. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. And it's like, wait a minute. They're hiring you for a job. And a lot of times the coaches get it backwards and they get it twisted.
Here's what I'm saying, too. If I look on paper at a lot of the coaches, all the coaches in South Florida, Rashad Evans would be at the top of that list. If not 1, 2, 3. Like, decorated wrestler, UFC champion, years at the top of the game.
I'm not saying anything against Rashad, but sometimes
sometimes
can do it better than they can teach it, and then some of the opposite. So
and that's exactly it, and that's how some people will see that. They be like, well, I know he's a good fighter, but I don't know how good he is at being a coach.
I've heard that about Rashad though too. Not that you're a better fighter or coach than fighter, but I've heard you're an amazing coach. Like,
I think I'm a pretty good coach. I give my heart and soul to it.
I wrote that down.
Yeah, something Menace could do, and not throwing shade at Menace, but Rashad, you've been there for longer and done it. You could add those little details. Like, I've seen Menace add those little details to a guy before the fight or in the training camp that changes their whole fucking thing. And it's like, this is what I do. But I gave you this information, it changed your whole game. You know what I mean?
2 inches above the knee or 2 inches below the knee. It changed the whole way the guy fucking hops.
And like you said, Rashad, your lineage. So a lot of things like jiu-jitsu, my lineage it started Renzo Gracie, then it diverted to all these people. Yeah. Your lineage of who you trained with is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's and I think about that. I'm just like, man, I've trained with some amazing people. It's amazing. Like, when I think about it, I'm just like, man, I've had so much knowledge and I'm just like, now I'm going through some of my old notebooks that I've had when I trained with, Aldous Gracie and all these different great grapplers, and I'm like, man, I need to start pulling out some of that stuff now because. Now I'm coaching Greg, big guys don't move the same way as little guys. So now I got to start thinking of, things that I've done when I was going with those bigger guys, So it's it's a journey, but it's something that I never thought that I would get so much joy out of. You know, like when I seen Greg in his last fight, and he caught Maurice with that jab. Man, I almost wanted to cry, man, because we worked that over and over and over again, and he went out there and he executed perfect, and I was like, it was a real like, my boy's learning, you know.
Well, that's a wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Like, how many coaches have worked with you and be like, put so much time in you just because they want you to see good?
Yeah.
And then MMA, people see you do good and like,
right.
And even Greg Hardy's at that point right now where I think everything's starting to click. So he's not here. He's now here, where he's still going uphill, but he's at that point where, all right, the Volkov fight, losing the Volkov fight showed me, okay, this guy can hang with the top guys in the world, because Volkov's really fucking good.
Yeah, he can definitely hang, man. He's a tough guy, and I think that people are going to be really surprised at how fast that he's developing.
Yes.
You know?
So
how fast that he's growing.
Is it open to the average person to come train with Rashad?
Yeah. Right now, what I've been doing is I just been just
plug it right now.
Very private. Yeah, I just been making it private right now. Like I just been focusing on Greg. Making a whole camp just dedicated to him, and towards like I think maybe next month and definitely January, I'm really going to start doing more on a consistent basis as far as like doing classes and doing things like that, and doing something for guys who want to do MMA, doing something for people, just normal people who want to learn how to scrap and get in shape.
All right,
have fun.
Rashad, I'm sending you a guy. I'm sending you a guy. You've actually no. We talked about it before. You party with him once or maybe twice. He's friends with my boy Dave, who does the magic tricks. He's my cousin. He you ever hear of Christian Tolik? Former kickboxing coach from American Top Team. He's an old ATT guy. He knows he knows Calvacante and Santiago. He knows them well. So I'm gonna send him your way. But he's looking for somewhere to start training. He keeps telling me, I want to go to H Kickboxing. I want to go to Sanford. I'm like, dude, you're not ready. You got to like walk before you can, crawl before you can walk.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But I got a guy I'm sending you. Last thing before we get you out of here, Rashad.
I got one more after you, Stan.
What do you have? Because I was going to go Tyson Roy Jones.
What
do you? And then I'll.
So, what do you think about this, Rashad? I know you could probably still fight in the UFC right now and win some fights. You know what I mean?
I like to think so.
Absolutely. I'm sure Mike Tyson or Roy Jones could still fight credible heavyweights or light heavyweights and win the fight. But they're obviously going to be old, past their prime is the expression, but they're about to fight each other. Almost like, what's the question here? Not who you think's going to win, like buy or sell. Are you going to...
How do I think it's going to go? Do I think it's going to be a good fight?
No, like you buy or sell.
I want that too.
You're obviously going to tune in. You don't... Do you really pick a winner in this fight? Like, I don't even know what the question would be here, but let's talk about...
Are they both losing?
I mean, no, I think it's something that it's going to be exciting. I think when you see Mike Tyson and just see how he's been moving, like Mike Tyson's been looking phenomenal, like looking like the old Mike Tyson. His energy level is up. His wanting to fight is up, and that's something that Mike Tyson has always struggled with. He's always battled with himself with just his why and why he's doing this. But now, he's been able to find this peace inside himself, this deeper peace inside himself that is allowing him to enjoy it, enjoy every part of it, enjoy the grind of it, enjoy the whole attention of it all, and this is a different Mike Tyson competing. Now you also got Roy Jones on the other hand, who is, he's like he kind of feels like, oh, everybody's counting him out. And from what I've seen of Roy Jones, he's been training and looking phenomenal. He's got some size to him now. He's still got a speed. So this was supposed to be an exhibition where these guys are, not really going to hit each other. But, both these guys got some ego. And the minute somebody gets hit with one hard punch, it's going to be a full-out fight. But my thing will be here. My thing would be, Roy's had more of a fighting career after his prime. You know what I'm saying? So now it'd be, does that play a factor in his ability to absorb shots from Mike Tyson?
That's what Stan was telling me before, because I was like, I think I got Mike Tyson all day. He fucking knocks people out. And Stan was like, did you know that Roy Jones was a champion after Mike left? And I was like, no.
Roy was winning fights against competitive guys 2-3 years ago. Yeah. Mike Tyson hasn't fought competitively in 14, 15 years.
Yeah, but he's also been caught and slept by some of those guys too.
Who? Roy Jones, yes.
Yeah, Roy has been caught and slept by, man. That's what I mean by those, because those fights and those hits are harder to recover from when you're older, when your body just doesn't bounce back from. When you take those kind of injuries, the synapses just don't come back firing like they used to,
And if anyone has that one thud and lights are off, it's Mike Tyson.
It's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson can.
Does someone go to sleep in this fight?
I hope not. I hope not.
Are they wearing headgear now?
Well, it's in California, so I think at first they were supposed to wear headgear because it's an exhibition.
All right.
Are they wearing 18-ounce gloves?
All right, wait. I'm trying to get the exact rules. The most recent report that I have right here, they will not have headgear, and they're going to have 12-ounce gloves. And and there will not be a winner unless there's a knockout or TKO. But initially, those were the reports that they were going to have headgear. They were going to have like 12 or 14-ounce gloves, but apparently they're going to do no headgear, 12-ounce gloves.
That's good. No judges either.
And yeah, it's a draw. If it goes the full 8 rounds, it's a draw.
Oh, because it's for charity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the loophole too, and I think Chael spoke on this recently. It's for charity because they don't want surprise drug testing, because apparently Mike Tyson is on all the good vitamins. Is how Chael was put. Absolutely, but even then, I'm saying that's why it's not a professional bout. It's an exhibition, because the athletic commission would have wanted to test them. Is what he was insinuating, or what was being insinuated.
But here's the thing, though. I was there, I don't know, probably in October, and the commission was there the whole time. Like the commission, like they can't train without the commission being there. And the commission, because of the rules with coronavirus, the commission is there. They have to test everyone who's around. They have to scan everybody's temperature. You have to submit to a test in order to get anywhere near Mike Tyson. And honestly, it's like, in order to do in camp in California, they have to pay for that. They have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy? You have to pay to have the commission be right there the whole time.
Well, even here, like this fight, for it being a boxing fight, I would think, watching Rashad his whole career, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson definitely are two people you emulated.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
1,000,000%.
Both of them, too. Exactly, both of them.
Almost like you could smash their heads together and Rashad Evans is coming out.
I want to be like both of them, man. They both were my idols, man. Roy Jones, getting a chance to know him and hang out with him and getting to know him as a friend, that has been a dream come true. And it's been the same for Mike Tyson, getting to know Mike Tyson and getting to really get to know him as a person. It's been one of the best things in my life and a dream come true. I grew up watching Mike Tyson on TV, and it was like a big family celebration anytime Mike Tyson was fighting. And my dad was a huge Tyson fan. but my dad passed away. So whenever I think about Mike, I think about just about, how much my dad loved Mike and how, he would bring us all over just to make sure we watch the Tyson fights. So, it's cool to be friends with Mike,
Is it a slap in the face or is it a good thing? Logan Paul, is he the co-main event, Stan?
Jake Paul is
Jake Paul.
The co-main event.
Shit.
Yeah.
Is that a slap in the face or is that like good, bringing more eyes potentially?
Bringing more eyes. He's huge on the whole, on the whole social media game. I don't play that game. I don't play the whole like, look how many people follow me, make a lot of posts, all that. I just. No,
he's a YouTuber.
Yeah, I don't have the energy for that.
Here's the thing: if Jake Paul or Logan Paul or KSI, if they came out and were like, "I'm on a pro boxing card ahead of real fighters," and I treated it like a jerk off, and I come out looking like tough man, that's one thing. But I feel like KSI and Logan Paul, they came out and they trained. They came out looking like, at worst, decent amateur boxers. If not,
but none of those guys are beating Rashad, and they're getting paid dumb money to do what we fucking actually bust our ass to be good at.
But
like,
wait. They're Jake Paul's and Logan Paul. They go through a legit training camp. From what and even here, from what I've seen, from what they put out. But 1,000,000%, I understand that. Come on, Dennis. You don't think I think?
Listen, I understand it, but listen, I don't hate on them, Dennis, man. Get that money, man. Because here's the reality of the situation. Like, at one point in time, people were looking at our sport like that. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it like, oh, man, here we are. We're the boxers. We go out there and we actually do this. But these guys, these scratch and sniff motherfuckers out here, running around with no gloves on, no shoes on, kicking each other in the head. That's not fighting. We're real fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I just, to each their own, man. To each their own.
But that was early in the game. Any of those boxers now look at it and go, I'll knock him out on the feet.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's crazy money, though. But they're them YouTube stars. Those YouTube stars, they get millions and millions of views for like it. I don't get it, man.
I creep my kids sometimes watching some kid fucking
love it.
Ethan and Cole or some kid open a present, and I look like 38 million views.
Yes,
what?
Bro, there's a dude who has like 75 million, and his videos. He's a grown man. His videos are him playing with Legos.
Oh well, let's see. Hold on.
Like him playing with Batman Lego. And that's his whole YouTube channel. And he's fucking huge.
Rashad, where'd you go? I got one more thing and I'm letting you go for real.
My phone, hold on, is tripping.
What's your one more thing, Menace?
So I was asking him about his goals, right? And he's like, I don't really know. And I know. How many times we say like...
Well, here, while we don't have him on camera, we can almost get a little gully. Oh, we lost him. Wow. He might hop back in. But I was about to be like, Rashad, while we got you on the spot, we need you to get us in touch with. And just start naming people.
Well, you do that off. Anyways,
you put him on spot.
Would you read Rashad's book?
What's his book?
If he had a book, is my point.
1,000,000,000%.
Because how many times... I'll wait.
Dude, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. No, Rashad, one more thing before we let you go is when I asked you about your goals earlier, and then I said to Stan while you hopped off for a second was like, when's the book coming, bro?
I know. I'm going to be honest, man. I'm going to be honest. The reason why I didn't answer your goals thing is because, it's kind of hard.
No. You can even back off that. Like, what I'm saying is, okay. You should do a fucking book. How many times in this fucking us shooting the shit, you're like, yeah, man, I talked to so many great people. I've done this. I've done that. Like, Dude, you've done a lot of shit from Lance beating your ass and you beating Lance's ass with your mom to fucking becoming world champion to being the premier of this and now where you're at now and having career 21. You've fucking overcome a lot of shit. Like, listen, I'm reading your book before Ronda Rousey's book. Listen, I'm not throwing shade there, but like,
reading Rashad's book before a lot of people in MMA. Before 99%.
The thing is, the reason I'm throwing like you probably never even thought about it.
Nah, I've thought about it a few times, but I wanted to. I guess I'm waiting for like the right time. But there's never going to be a right time. I just got to sit down and just do it. And I think that I think I'm gonna do it, man. I think here's the thing: if we go on another quarantine, I'm gonna write a book.
Okay,
we might, Rashad. We might.
I know we might. So I think by the end of this, I'm gonna have to write a book.
So real quick, what's the move? You just talking to a fucking thing and just say your thoughts?
Yeah, I think
I should write a book. But I'm like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah, I think that's where it starts. I mean, I'm gonna find somebody who's actually a good writer.
You definitely know enough people.
Yeah, I know enough people.
Yeah,
I want to find somebody to help me. But what I want to do is I just want to to start like getting out some of my ideas and some of my thoughts, and even start journaling and stuff again. Because once you start writing, then your brain starts to for some reason understand how things need to be written down and understand how to sort your ideas better, right? So that's what I'm gonna start doing. And once I start doing that, I'll be able to articulate a story enough to
and even your brain is probably an insane filing cabinet of MMA history.
Oh yeah.
Like where you're going to be like, and this is the things that people love hearing, which is why Menace and the Man almost pretty much started, is people want to hear about, this one time I was in the room with GSP and so-and-so and so-and-so. Like, your stories are fucking legendary.
Yeah.
Like, the people that were in those rooms are the who's who. And not saying that you don't have to spill beans and throw shade on people, but just even, I learned something from this day, and I was in the room with this person. Like, you got stories for days, I'd imagine.
No, I do, man. I got so many stories, man. I can go on, man. We were supposed to be here for 30 minutes, and here we are like an hour and a half.
So here's what we're going to do, Rashad. We're going to let you get out of here, let you get back to the family, hanging out. Whenever you want to come on, jump on every month. And as you're writing this book, give us the cliff notes.
All right, man. That sounds like a good. I'll jump on here more with you guys, man. I love the.
There's a bunch of money in it.
Man,
if Rashad's not starting a podcast, if you're not starting a podcast anytime soon, consider Menace and the Man your home. Come anytime you want.
My man, I appreciate you guys. All right, guys,
Rashad,
take care.
Thanks for coming, man.
Rashad, we'll see you soon. We're coming down to South Florida. We're going to see you soon.
Hey, let me know, man. Shoot me a text.
Thank you for the time, brother.
Peace, bro. Stan, you want to know what's wild? Is like you're like, we got Rashad. I'm like, what more can we talk to him about? Last time we had him on, I learned about like how he got into wrestling, college, how he got into MMA, his fights with his brother, his mom. Like, what else are we gonna talk to him about? And then I'm like, and here we are, an hour and a half later.
I could have kept going.
I know. Yeah. I started feeling even like, his kid's like, hey, Dad, like, I love you. Like, want to hang out.
So, Rashad, you fucked up Forrest Griffin, but he has a job with the UFC. Why?
Because he was on the Ultimate Fighter 1.
1. What the fuck is that? 2's better than 1. But... joking, obviously. We love Forrest Griffin here at Menace and the Man. We love Rashad, but I'm glad that we got his take on one thing, and we got to the very end that I did want to get his take on was Jones versus Tyson, which is next week.
He said it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We got there.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get some more next week possibly, but real quick, we'll just go a quick runoff of UFC 255. I got some of your picks earlier.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go to UFC.com. As always, if Menace does not know your name on the undercard, I apologize, but we're not going to.
Just do the main card, no?
Do
I know anybody on
the
undercard?
I'm just giving that disclaimer. Absolutely not. You don't know any. You know Alan Jouban. That's it. And he's on the early prelims for some reason. I don't know why. And then, so we'll do this fight. Ariane Lipski versus Antonia Shevchenko.
Oh, Valentina's sister?
Valentina's sister. She's number 15 in the rankings versus Ariane Lipski. Ariane Lipski is one of like the, don't crucify me, but one of like 7 hot girls on the UFC roster.
I'm going to go with...
And now here, I'm not throwing shade. There's hot, there's attractive, then there's ugly. Ugly might be here. There's some levels in there, but there's hot, attractive, ugly. So there's levels in there.
Hot, attractive, you would do her, ugly.
Well, hot, attractive, I'm fucking her, ugly.
I wouldn't touch her.
You wouldn't touch her might be in here sometimes because you're picky, but you wouldn't touch hers down here. But Ariana Lipski is up here or up here. Ariana Lipski can look good. Antonia Shevchenko could even look good if she's done upright.
I'm going with Shevchenko.
I'm going to go Lipski.
Okay.
Ariane Lipski over Antonia Shevchenko. Shevchenko's first fight since getting her shit pushed in by Caitlin.
Yes.
And then Joaquin Buckley is fighting Jordan Wright. Jordan Wright's undefeated. Joaquin Buckley's the guy who landed that spinning back kick. So he quick turned around. They're throwing him right back in.
That's very quick.
But the kid he's fighting's undefeated. So tough. It's not. I don't think he's fought in the UFC yet.
Yeah, he's undefeated outside the UFC.
Let me double check. But I'm pretty sure, yes, he hasn't fought in the UFC yet.
I'm going spinning back kick guy.
Spinning back kick
guy.
What's
his name?
Joaquin Buckley.
Joaquin.
So here's the thing too with this dude. So I want to get excuse me, what's his name? James Krause on, because James Krause did an interview and he was like, yo, this guy Buckley's a piece of shit. Not even like no sugarcoat, was like Buckley's a piece of shit. Like he's known in our
piece of shit fighter or of a person.
Like he's known in our area as a piece of shit. And then went into it like he comes into our gym. He constantly calls out like little guys. Even me, James Krause is a lightweight welterweight.
70.
No, he's a 55er who fights at welterweight. And then he said that Buckley's always calling him out for fights at 85. And then he's done it numerous times. He just didn't have nice things to say about Buckley. And said
real quick, when you're on your Instagram, how do you see like what people liked of your stuff or reacted, your notifications?
What do you mean?
It
changed.
Yeah.
It should be the heart, no?
There is no heart.
I didn't update. I don't know. Maybe
there is no heart because I reached out to that JP and his wife that just got contracts with the UFC through the Contender Series.
Yeah.
And look and see if they got back to me at all.
I don't know. You might. Did you update?
I don't know. I pressed where I should have been. Anyway, sorry. Get back to the thing.
Joaquin Buckley, Jordan Wright. Yes. No. Jordan's already 1-0 in the UFC. And he's undefeated, 11-0. He's from Jackson Wink. I'm going to go with this dude over Buckley.
I'll hop on that bandwagon. I'll go with you.
Hop on. And then Brandon Royval versus Brandon Moreno.
Brandon who?
Exactly. Flyweight fight, 125. So, Brandon is going to win this fight.
Nice, Dan.
I'm going to go Brandon Royval.
Sames.
Brandon Moreno is the favorite, and Brandon Moreno.
I'm going to go Moreno.
Moreno's the one who I believe trains with Cejudo.
Okay. I like that.
All right. Main card. This is what people care about. Shogun, Paul Craig, rematch. First fight was a draw.
I'm going to go Craig because is he younger? He's younger?
Absolutely. Shogun's got to be old as shit right now. Paul Craig.
Yeah, Shogun's like 36 somehow. I don't get it. He's been fighting since I was in high school.
Paul Craig, he started when he was young. When he won the Grand Prix, I think he was 21. He is the Jon Jones of Pride, but he's lost more fights.
Yes.
He's 38 now. So Paul Craig's 32. Fuck.
Go Paul Craig.
Shogun has quietly won 2 fights in a row, though. So he lost to Anthony Smith. And even past that, he's won 5 of his last 6.
Damn.
I'm going to go Shogun to get the win and close out his career. Even though every time I watch Shogun fight, he's in slow motion.
He looks the same.
He looked way faster in Pride. He's old and in slow motion now. But when he hits you, you feel it. So now this fight, tough fight for us. Caitlin Chukagian, Cynthia Calvillo.
We've had them both on the show. We've had Caitlin on the show last. I've hung out with Caitlin last. Caitlin's my girl. I'm going Caitlin.
I mean, my heart would be Caitlin all day. Like, Serm was my wrestling coach for a little bit. Serm's a friend of the show. Caitlin's been on the show.
Listen, it's not an easy fight at all.
I don't like the fight for Caitlin. Like I said it off air to you, like, it's a tough fight. Like,
I'm not obsessed with it either.
Can Caitlin win? Absolutely. She needs to point. She can point fight this fight and maybe get the knockout. But you know Calvillo's tough.
Yes.
Like we said, you're not putting her away with that one strike unless you can land that one and knock her out. She's coming forward. You hit her.
But she's never been put away.
You hit her once, she's throwing 2 or 3, 4 after that. You know, like,
yeah.
I'm rooting for Caitlin. I want Caitlin. Tough fight to pick.
Betting man, where are you going?
A betting man, I would look at the odds, and I'd imagine Caitlin might be the underdog in this one.
She is. She's like a plus 150.
Is she?
Or 250 maybe. I sent you the thing.
You sent me the UFC's link, but they have, like, they usually put up Las Vegas odds, which you can't bet Las Vegas odds in New York.
Right.
Or at least
not that we bet.
Not to my knowledge. What do you mean? Of course we fucking bet here in New York. What's the oh my god, wow. They have minus 270. My bookie has minus 270 for Cynthia Calvillo, plus 210 for Caitlin. So with those odds, I'm going to go Caitlin by unanimous decision, but I almost think Cynthia is going to win that fight by decision. I think Cynthia might get on top and maintain position for a decision, but I'm rooting for Caitlin.
It's one of those, like,
I think that they
I don't want to watch, but I'm excited for it.
I think they stalemate on the ground, but Cynthia winds up on top. I hope Caitlin winds up on top, but I think it's actually a boring fight and winds up being just like a slow decision for somebody.
I don't think it's going to be a slow fight.
I think it's going to be a slow fight.
Both those girls put out high volume.
Very high volume. I think weird style matchup.
It is. And one's going to dominate the other.
Caitlin's really good where Cynthia's good. So I think they're going to wind up in that clinch where Cynthia might get one takedown that wins her the round.
The matchmakers did a nice job here.
Yeah. I feel like it could be decided on the grappling.
Yeah. Whenever I go, I am not really sure. I'm like, that's a good match make.
And even there, obviously, all day we're rooting for Caitlin. I don't give a fuck how many times Cynthia's been on the show rooting for Caitlin. And then Tim Means versus Mike Perry. This fight's interesting because it was supposed to be Mike Perry versus Robbie Lawler.
Yes.
Which would have been fucking fireworks.
What happened to Robbie Lawler exactly?
injury, I guess. I didn't get the specifics, and even earlier, like we were talking about, I didn't get the specifics. I don't know why Islam pulled out. There's never been anything that I've seen released on why Makhachev pulled out versus RDA. But Mike Perry, Tim Means, I don't think Tim Means is capable of out-grappling Mike Perry.
Donald Cerrone choked out.
Is Tim
Mike
Means?
Perry?
I don't think Tim Means is that. And now, no. If they get into a jiu-jitsu scramble, Tim Means could submit him. I don't think Tim Means can out-wrestle Mike Perry to get Mike Perry to the ground.
Mike Perry stands very tall. He comes forward very hard.
Tim Means isn't really a wrestler. He's a grappler.
I understand.
He's a grappler. I think Mike Perry can defend those takedowns. Like when I saw you message me and say I got Tim Means, I was like, really? Because I got Mike Perry in that fight. I think that
I was going off of odds.
I think that fight winds up being like a.
I also think Tim Means has way better endurance than Mike Perry.
Mike Perry's got solid endurance. I think that fight winds up being Tim Means shooting from far out, Mike Perry sprawling.
Does he even shoot, really? Tim Means is more, I've seen him more like a stand-up guy.
No, he's a striker, 100%. But I think that's I think he might be crisper. Mike Perry's got more power, but I think Mike Perry's crisp enough he's going to catch Tim Means. So, final vote. What are you going?
I'm going to stick with Tim Means.
I got Mike Perry.
Because Tim Means...
So now, right here, all right, what do you got to say, Tim Means? Tim Means is good.
He's just that, white,
I think Tim Means is like the gatekeeper for the top 10.
Yeah, I don't think Mike Perry's in the top 10.
I think Mike Perry's number 10.
Really?
Not maintaining. I think he could hit number 10 off like a stylistic matchup. He's going to win this fight. He's probably going to lose his next one. Like, this is the battle of two top 10, top 15 gatekeepers. Neither one of them is ranked.
Are either one of them ranked right now?
Neither one of them is ranked. This is the battle of number 16 right here. I think Mike Perry. But Valentina Shevchenko versus Jennifer Maia. Obviously, Valentina.
Yeah.
But if Jennifer Maia wins, shit's interesting. If Jennifer Maia wins and Caitlin wins, Caitlin gets the next title shot, unless they run it back immediately. But if Jennifer Maia wins, open shit up. Same thing.
In my head, it was just like, we don't have anybody else to give this girl.
That's exactly what happened.
She won.
Well, same
that we didn't think she was going to win. Let's give her.
Both of these fights are that. We have nobody else. This is who you're fighting. This for pay-per-view, this is a weak pay-per-view. If you're a fight fan, it's a great fight card. If you're like a name whore or a name brand whore, whatever the term would be, this isn't your card.
Right.
But obviously Valentina.
Oh, it's a pay-per-view, but
this is UFC 255. It should be UFC on ESPN, whatever the fuck, but so I got to take a piss. We'll get out of here. Davison Figueroa, Alex Perez. Who you got?
For Figueroa.
Yeah, Figueroa all day. But you got to leave. Do you have to leave the people?
3 rounds.
First round.
First round.
I got to pee really bad though. So episode 98, Menace and the Man.
Well, Stan's got to pee.
See you later.
Bye. All right. Good stuff, Stan.
All right. I'll see you soon.